Today we're doing pollo a la plancha.
Pollo a la plancha.
Pollo a la plancha.
Pollo a la plancha.
First things first, our chicken, we like to use thin chicken. So just to give you guys an idea, really nice thin chicken. You can get a chicken breast and then from there, slice it so it's really thin. You can even pound it if you want. You can also just buy thin chicken breast, whatever you want, whatever is easier for you.
You can leave it chunky.
You can leave it, yeah.
You just have to cook it longer.
I actually don't love it so thin because I feel like the chances of it drying out are a little bit higher. And then anytime we're seasoning something, we always put our olive oil first, or any oil that we're using, any kind of fat. And then we kind of fan it out, lay it out, and then from there we would season it. We want the seasoning to stick to the chicken. So in this case, we're gonna use a little bit of salt, a little bit of sazon.
Is this something we have to marinate? Is this something you have to think ahead for? Is this?
You don't have to marinate it, but you can. I always say that, you know, when you use big flavors, you don't need to marinate because the flavors are so big that they're going to stand out and you don't really need it to penetrate the meat. So I'm flipping it over, I'm doing the same thing. And then kind of from this point, gonna make sure that everything tastes good. So just gonna flip it onto itself, just kind of mix it in. Our pan in the meantime is getting really nice and hot.
A little oil.
Okay, a little bit of oil. We know that the pan is ready because the oil,
Just a little bit?
well, because we have oil here too. And we could always add more, but then if we add too much, then we're like frying it. So we don't want that. Let's go ahead and go in. Whenever we're placing something in a hot pan, we were gonna do it away from us. So you see how here is getting white, kind of opaque? That's what we wanna see. When we start seeing that it's opaque on the side, that's when we know that we can flip it.
That's when you want to do it. Okay.
And we're not so concerned right now about cooking it all the way through because there's gonna be a point when we're adding the onions in and it's gonna kind of stick and hang out to the side and it's gonna continue to cook.
Because you need the onions. And
I
you
mean-
can't have pollo a la plancha without the onions.
For me, it's onions with a side of chicken. That's how
What's that?
I love my Cuban food. Okay, so it cooked about a minute and we're gonna flip it over. And this is what we wanna see, just like really nice brown little bits. It's not swimming in oil at all, right? It's just enough oil to get that kind of,
To keep her going.
yeah, and get it golden, but not too much. Okay, so we're gonna move them to the side and then we're gonna add our onions. Like we said, it's onions with a side of chicken,
Yeah.
but these are gonna cook down a lot. Now, the recipe states I believe it's 5 to 6 tablespoons of oil we'll end up using throughout the recipe, but you see how we use it kind of in batches. So first we used it to season the chicken, then we used it to put it on the pan. Now we'll use it to season the onions. So all of that is just really important. Take a note as far as kind of splitting up the oil. And that way you use what you need and not just what's on the recipe.
You can find the entire recipe at abuelascounter.com. Just look up pollo a la plancha.
Pollo a la plancha.
Pollo a la plancha.
Okay, so we'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of sazon, and then we'll just let this cook down. And while the onions are cooking, the chicken is finishing up as well.
Are we scared about the chicken overcooking?
No,
It's
it's
okay.
perfect. It's perfect, all good. And it has a lot of moisture, so no pasa nada.
Okay, so as you can see, we put the chicken on top of the onions, kind of let the onions cook down and do their thing without letting the chicken really over.
Right, exactly. Because the chicken is already so perfectly nice and cooked and brown. And then from here, just we're gonna add the lime juice.
Lime juice. This will help the pan deglaze and woo! Can't see us. All right,
Okay, and then it just like adds, you know, everything.
now we're also gonna add a little water. Why are we adding water?
Same thing, that's good. Same thing, just like deglazes the pan. So all of that flavor that's in the pan is now part of the onions, part of the chicken.
And part of it sauce.
Yes. And then just wanted to touch upon a lot of pollo a la plancha recipes have garlic. Ours does not. And that's for a reason. So when we cook really high heat like this, we don't want to use something like garlic because it'll burn and it'll get really bitter. So we don't have,
And nobody wants bitter.
nobody wants that. So we don't have garlic in our pollo a la plancha recipe. But if you were going to use it, because you absolutely have to and you want to, then you would add it in when your onions are almost already cooked. So, but we think it's delicious like this. Okay, so I think we're good. I like adding a little bit of parsley because, you know, it just makes it look like fresh and vibrant and happy.
Abuela would not have done it, but
You know what? My grandmother was a big parsley person,
Yeah.
but with raw white onion.
oh,
That's a whole other animal.
it's a whole other cake.
So we're done. Let's plate it up.
We're gonna get her plated.
Easy, very quick. I would say this is a 15-minute meal.
Maybe the easiest one on our entire website.
One of them for
One
sure.
of them for sure.
Okay, you want to taste it?
We're gonna taste it. That's my favorite part. It's the only reason I'm here.
I'm all about the onions, so I'm just good with that.
I like the whole thing.
So good.
Mm.
So it's really lemony and delicious and
simple.
yeah, it's just so simple. So like we said, you can put this in a sandwich. You can put this over white rice, of course, con gris. I don't know why I love con gris with like onions cooked like
Yeah.
that. I think it tastes delicious.
Little vegetables if you're on a Victoria's Secret diet. We hope you enjoy it and we hope you come back next time.
That was for you.
I'm gonna trademark it.